Hello and welcome. In this video I'll be talking through the 70-star non-stop route. First up, what is non-stop? Non-stop is a category extension to Super Mario 64 which employs a cheat code to skip the star grab animations and intro cutscenes. The practical impact of this change is that upon collecting a star, Mario remains in the stage, meaning that multiple power stars can be collected in a single visit to a stage. Leaving a stage can only be achieved through death or by pausing and selecting stage exit. While the 120-star non-stop category is certainly a challenge, routes typically involve completing the 100-coin star in each stage with some detours along the way. The 70-star route, on the other hand, is much more interesting, and that's what we'll be going through today. Normal 70-star rules apply, any percent no BLJs allowed, timer stops when you collect the final star from Bowser in the Sky, but timer starts at file select. Emulator is permitted for this category and does offer an advantage due to reduced lag. This is intended as a guide for beginner 70-star runners who are already familiar with the standard 70-star route. I will therefore be skipping over some of the gameplay in instances where there is no difference. Collecting these 2 stars in a single visit to BOB saves a lot more time in non-stop, not just because of the castle movement, but also because the island hop star is directly above the bomb clip star. Island hop is therefore used by all top runners in this category, but is far from a beginner strategy. The movement shown here still saves us around 2 to 4 seconds over going back for the island star with the wing cap. I've included it here for demonstration, but there's no shame in going back for the second star after obtaining the wing cap. Womp's Fortress is the only stage we will be visiting twice. The Tower Star does not spawn until the Womp King has been defeated, so we must take an intentional death before re-entering the stage. In this visit we'll be collecting the 100 coin star, so the route through the level is quite familiar. I've opted for the late cycle here so that you can do the full cannonless setup. This gives you plenty of time to collect all the coins along the way. There are exactly 100 coins available, so try not to miss any. The early cycle requires some very fast movement and texture setup, so not recommended for beginners. You can still make the cycle here even if you take the pole rather than doing the tricky double jump. I found that the angle off the pole made collecting all 8 coins more straightforward as well. I should point out at this moment that I am not an amazing runner of this game. My PB is a 37:17, 9 whole minutes off the world record. This run is spliced together using save states. There are still several mistakes and examples of bad movement throughout. The intention of the video is to get better runners than myself interested in this category. Additional backup coins can be found in the cork box near the red coin star. Very often the movement to the first star is the same in non-stop as it is in the regular runs. I use a very basic strat to get here to the tower star, but there are of course faster ways to get there. Once on this rising platform, enter Mario Camp C down. Use the roof of the tower to side flip through the star. I prefer to take the time to line up the camera here. Learning how to manipulate Mario Camp C down is very important throughout this run. The long jump to the star is easier than it looks. The next few stars are largely the same as in regular 70 star, so I'll be skipping through this portion of the run. Getting the red coins in Dark World is no different in non-stop. Race through the stage as fast as possible. Collecting Bowser keys will not trigger a cutscene, so pause and stage exit, but be sure to wait until Mario's actually collected the key. At this point, if you opted not to do Island Hop, you'll only have 9 stars. Collect both stars from Peach's secret slide to unlock the wing cap stage. To skip the text box in non-stop, you must collect the star first before ledge grabbing the switch. You can pause and stage exit from this ledge grab without touching the ground and triggering the text box. If necessary, return to BOB for the sky jump star. Once you have 13 stars, we make our way to Big Boo's haunt. There's not really anything interesting to say about BBH. Get the book star and then the balcony star, and the movement in between the stars is pretty simple. But why are we doing BBH and not CCM? The simple answer is route preference. Because the castle movement is mostly getting to a stage from the respawn point in the lobby, some stages can be done in a different order without losing any time. Doing BBH first means we can collect 15 stars as fast as possible. 15 stars means we have enough stars to go to the basement where SSL and LLL are two of the hardest stages in the run. Basically, this route puts SSL as early as possible in the run because it can lead to lots of resets. In my opinion, Shifting Sandland is the toughest stage in the run. When learning the Fly Guy strat, we are told to avoid the centre of this pillar to reduce the chances of the Fly Guy trolling you. In non-stop, we must run over the centre to open the pyramid. Once we have landed on the Fly Guy, we need enough height to land on the second pillar, but not too much height that we spin right past it. Getting on the second pillar without falling into the instant death quicksand is extremely difficult. Once on the second pillar, enter Mario Cam C down and drop down with a rollout to avoid getting buried in the sand. Dustless long jumps here are required to get across this sand trap. Using the box to triple jump up the pyramid here isn't really necessary. Once inside the pyramid, the stress isn't over yet. Getting the first star without jumping through it all the way to the bottom of the pyramid isn't as easy as it might seem. If you only run 70 star, chances are you have not learned the secret star yet either. Chaining together double jumps with a kick is a good way of getting down safely. If you do take a spill here and want to carry on, dying will mean you re-enter the pyramid. The iRock star is another alternative if things go very wrong, but it's considerably slower. Lethal Lava Land can be another tricky stage. You're far less likely to die here, but due to the platform cycles, it's easy to find yourself in an unfamiliar situation and lose time. We use the wing cap to get the rolling log star first. The new faster route leaves this star until the very end and collects it without the wing cap. If you know how to do the side hop, you might prefer this advanced route from the world record. I mess up the movement here, but it's possible to long jump off of the side of the bridge, even when the bridge is in its up position. Sometimes you will reach this sunken platform when it is narrowest. This means an unavoidable burn in the lava. Bear in mind that each lava burn will cause 3 hearts of damage. Good health management is essential in this stage. Depending on the cycle, you may be able to use the moving platform to avoid a burn here. Use Mario Cam C down to line up for the long jumps into the volcano. Remember that Lava Boost causes 6 hearts of damage, so full health is required, otherwise it's better to take the long way around. Enter Mario Cam C down and long jump to the pole. The long jump angle here should be perpendicular to the square platform. It is possible to long jump directly from here to the star, but I find this to be too risky. In Cool Mountain we will be collecting the 100 coin star. There are 104 coins in total, so don't worry if you miss a couple on the slide. Catching the penguin here can be tricky, but doing this jump dive towards him makes it much more consistent, if a little slower than a punch grab. The movement up to the bridge requires momentum to avoid sliding back down. If you do get stuck, the grey areas have more friction and can be jumped from a standing start. But sliding around this fall to the final coins takes some practice. Since you have not yet collected the 100 coin star, missing this could end your run. If you want to play it safe, there are 5 coins on the slope that you can collect before attempting to drop down for wall kicks will work. If you die after collecting the 100 coin star, you will still need to wall kicks will work, but the time loss will be much smaller. You should now have 30 stars, enough to get through the 30 star door and onto Dire Docks and Fire Sea. I've chosen to edit the video at this point since there's nothing much different from what you might already know. Getting the Jetstream star and then the sub star is the fastest route, but if you are more comfortable with the chests, this is also an option. I've gone to the back of the sub for the beginner route, but getting on the sub from the front can be up to 5 seconds quicker. A quick death out of Dire Docks would be ideal. Unfortunately, there is no way to quickly die in Dire Docks. Return to Fire Sea and collect the 8 red coins before defeating Bowser and making your way upstairs. Enter Wet Dry World with the water at its lowest. After collecting the Warp Star, use the burn to cancel fall damage without slowing down. It's not necessary to break this box, the hitbox for the secrets is larger than the box itself, though if you are low on health you might consider the coins. At this point we deviate from the world record route, making sure that you have full health before going from the top of the town's tower. Enter Mario Cam C down and line up this long jump to the secret star. You'll take 4 hearts of fall damage upon landing. Long jump to the ramp and finish with the cage star. The pro route activates the elevator before collecting the secret star, but I found the time you have to get back up to the top of the elevator very tight and would almost always lose me time. After getting the tiny secret star in the usual way, take the warp and jump in the pipe. The piranha area has special grass which restricts your height. You should be able to single jump into a ledge grab to get into the pipe. The camera can behave strangely here, especially when switching between Mario Cam and Lakitu Cam. Try to use Mario's shadow to help you land on the plank in front of the cave. Be sure to learn the single star strat for THI Reds, including the triple jump wall kick that can be used as a backup here. I advise caution when collecting the red coins when you first start out, as falling will cause death and a significant time loss.
Mamma mia! Let's go!
Tall Mountain is one of the best stages in my opinion. Make sure you have Mountain Clip absolutely sorted since there are no backup stars in non-stop. This ledge grab isn't completely necessary. I find that it helps me line up for the backflip. As soon as you pass the ledge, hold the stick forward to the top of the mountain and silly kick up to the top. At Mario Cam C down once you have the star and line up for this butt slide, which starts as soon as you touch this part of the slope. After a few frames of falling, Mario's trajectory will be locked, so getting the star might require some practice right here. Remember to press B to roll out to cancel fall damage. Switch back to Lakitu Cam here. Again, remember to roll out to avoid fall damage. There is a 1-up at the bottom of this mountain should you require an extra life and don't mind taking a few extra seconds for a detour.
Mamma mia! Let's go!
From the Snowman's Head there are many ways to get from this star down to the freezing pond area. I enjoy doing this butt slide from the very top of the level. The trick is to press Z before the slope. Clear this seam and then steer Mario all the way towards the top of the hill. Other options are to jump down and use the spin drift or silly kick up the slope. Basically all the backups that you might use if you fail the triple jump in regular speedruns. I recommend getting the 6th and 7th red here first before killing the bully, even though it's slightly slower. Losing the shell can be annoying, but doing so without collecting these reds means having to start the level all over again. Getting the spacing right for this triple jump is a little weird, and as you can see I get it wrong this time. Since we have to pause and stage exit out of SL anyway, it makes total sense to do HMC late and collect the extra MIP star. I recommend getting emergency exit first here for two reasons. First, we won't have to be doing the box triple jump in this run, and second, you probably already have a reliable way of getting up to this star. Doing so from the boulder run can be a bit awkward. Rollouts are needed here to outrun the boulders. With the right angle and momentum, it's possible to trigger the button directly from the island. It's a very precise trick, but I recommend going for it, since missing it isn't really any slower. If you don't know how to do this backup, to do it you kick the wall right at the top of your double jump and you should have enough momentum to trigger the switch. Now on to Rainbow Ride and TTC, probably the hardest section of the run. For the sake of brevity, I've edited the red coins section of Rainbow Ride since it's just the same as always. And once you have the red coins and the star, get up to the pink bob-omb and open the cannon. Then make your way to the cruiser using this long jump. It's worth noting that you will be taking an intentional death in this stage and in TTC, so collecting this 1-up is recommended. This cannon shot only requires up and down movement, and it helps to intentionally get a dusty rollout from it to avoid falling from this platform. Roll out over the corner here down to tricky triangles, this way you avoid fall damage. Depending on the cycle you may have to wait for this next star.
Mamma mia!
If you collect the Toad Star and move to the clock fast enough, you should have more than enough time to enter the clock at time stopped.
Let's go!
Collecting the star here with a kickstall can be harder than it looks, especially on PB pace. There are many ways to get to the top of the clock quickly and collect the Stomp the Thwomp star. This triple jump wall kick works for me, but you may prefer other movement. Once you have reached the star at the very top, it's time to fall all the way to the bottom, collecting each star along the way before falling out of the level. A perfect TTC can be less than 90 seconds in total, but it's easy to lose minutes in this stage. Be sure to practice tipping more than anything else in the run.
Mamma mia!
And that's it really. Once you have 70 stars, you should be able to make your way through bits in the usual way and defeat Bowser for one final time. I've tried to keep the strats as familiar as possible to those already well-resourced 70 star route. If you've noticed ways that this route could be faster or want to comment on how terrible my movement is, be sure to let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.